this computer. All right. So we're recording. Let's go back to that first problem so it's on the video. That's good enough. All right. Let's move on to problem number 3. Problem number 3, both equations are set up as y equals mx plus b. So we find the y-intercept first, and then we use the slope. And again, this is on page 125 in your book. It's ssle number 8. So I have y is less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. And y is greater than negative 1/4 x minus 2. So this one we'll do in blue. So I have 0, 2 is the y-intercept. I have a slope of 1/2. So I go up 1, right 2. Solid, because the equal sign's there. So there's our first line. Let's do the second line in red. I have a y-intercept of 0, negative 2. And I have a slope of negative 1/4. So from that point, I'm going to go down 1, right 4. Put a dot. This is dotted because there's no equal sign to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and we have them graphed. I'm going to pick my 0, 0 as my test point. Plug that in for x and y. So I get 0 is less than or equal to 1/2 times 0 is 0 plus 2. 0 is less than or equal to 2, so that's true. So for my solid blue line, I'm going to shade the side, this side of it. And yes, notice it's going through the red region. That's okay. So now my answer is going to be right at that 0, 0, or it's going to be on the underside of my red. So plug it in down here as well. Take a look at that. So I get 0 is greater than negative 1/4 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2. 0 is greater than negative 2. That is also true. So we're going to shade the side of the red that the 0, 0 is on. So I'm going to shade up here. So the region that is our answer is here. That was the shared region. And again, notice we are not trying to find where they cross. There's not an equal sign. Okay, so I'll let you hang with that for a sec. Okay, number 4. Number 4, we have y is less than, oops, wrong way. Y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 3. And the other one is y is less than x plus 1. So these are both set up to find the y-intercept. All right, so I get 0, 3 for y-intercept here. So that's up here. This gives me a slope of -2 over 1. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1. This is solid because there's the equal sign. This one's already set up. I get 0, 1 as my y-intercept. I get a slope of 1, which is 1 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1, right 1. This is dotted. Zero, 0 is down here. That's going to be a good test point. Plug it in. So 0 is greater than or equal to -2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3. 0 is greater than 3. That's false. So I'm going to shade the opposite side of my blue line, because that was the one I was testing on. So that's over here. Okay. And then I'm going to try 0, 0 down here. So 0 is less than 0 plus 1. So 0 is less than 1. That is true. So being that 0 is less than 1, I'm going to shade this side of my red. The region that is our region is where it's crisscrossed. So that's my shaded region. Okay. All right, so friends, how do we feel about that information? Is there anything about the graphing that you have questions for? You've been quiet so far, so I just want to make sure you feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I have a question
Yes.
on the graphing part.
Okay.
So after you do the 0, 0,
Uh-huh.
how do you like know which direction to shade? Or,
Okay.
like, shade?
So let's take my two arms as my two graphs. And I'm sorry, I can't make one of mine dotted. So both of these are going to be equal to each other. So let's say 0, 0 is where my face is right now. So if that gives me true on both, that means I shade where my face is. If it gives me false and false, I would shade right over here. If I give me a true false on my two equations, I either shade here or here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. And we'll hit that more and more and more in class. So let's see, next time we have class, it's Tuesday or Wednesday. So what I will be doing on, oops, go to the right week 4. So week 4 is where we'll find our next information. And I'll pull that up, share screen. So in week 4, it looks like we're going to do we're just going to we're going to finish this worksheet. So any of the problems that we didn't work in class will be done as a class. But I want to flip to the back side of this page. And on the back side of it, I have one of the problems that looks like this. Is everyone good with me so far? Okay, stop share. All right, so share. All right. On the back side, I'll do problem number 8 because problem number 7 is you could find it using the YouTube link. All right, so problem number 8 looks like this. We want to figure out our two equations. So looks like I have 0, 0. Excuse me. That's not right. Looks like I have -1. 1. That's right. And 1, 1. Okay. This was the dotted line. And then I have my other equation, which looks like it's at here, -3. This is my solid line. And they have this region down here as my shaded region. So now, we want to solve both of these equations, or we want to find both of the equations by figuring it out. So first thing I have to realize is I have y equals mx plus b. This is set up for us to do it. So I'm going to go y box. That's going to be an inequality sign. We still have to figure that out. Blank x plus blank. And I'll have two equations that I'm setting up. Okay, so let's take care of the black one first. So this is dotted. So I look and I have a y-intercept of -1. And if I have my slope, I go up to right 1. So my slope is up to right 1. So that's all I'm going to do on that first problem. I'm not going to go and find my inequality sign yet. So now I'm going to do my green one. So my y-intercept is -3. And I go up 1 right 2 for my slope. Is there anything about those two that you have a question about? One question might be, hey, is 2 over 1 the same thing as 2? Yes. If you wrote 2x versus 2 over 1x, same answer. Now, let's figure out the inequality sign. Okay? So I'm going to pick this point right here. This point down here is -6, -6. The reason I'm picking that point is if I plug that into both, that's going to tell me which direction my sign is going to go. We know that solid versus dotted will have the, solid will have the little equal sign in there. Dotted won't have the equal sign. So we're going to take -6, 6 and plug it in. So I'm going to get -6 for y. I don't know what this is. 2 over 1. So 2 times -6 is -12 plus -1. So that's -6. Is -6 a larger number further to the right on the number line than -13, or is it smaller? So -6 is here, -13 is further that way, right? So -13 is a smaller number, so I'm going to say that this has to be less than. So this answer here is less than. This was my dotted answer, so this equation's done. Okay, I know I'm going to have an equal sign here because it was solid. I know I have an equal sign there because it was solid originally. So let's take the -6, 6 and plug it, or -6, -6, plug it in. I know I'm going to have that equal sign, so I get 1/2 times -6 is -3. -3 plus -3. -6 is less than or equal to. Oh boy, I can't believe I picked an ideal point. So I have to pick another. I'm going to pick -6, -7. Let's see if that works. -6, -7. -6, -7 is like down here. Plug that in. Actually, I'm going to pick -8 just because I have a half. All right, so -6. So I get -8 is half of -6 is -3 plus -3 is -8 less than -6, or is it greater than? It happens to be less than. So this answer would be less than or equal to. These are tough problems. You have to take your time on doing it. They're not impossible to do. I think too many of you too often, as soon as you get to something that there's the inkling of a question, you just give up. You're like, I don't get it. You really do get some. And this is where you need to start realizing in math, because problems are worth multiple points, you can't leave something blank in math. You understand something about the problem. I don't get none of this or any of this is not an excuse. That means you're not willing to try. So take a look at those and see how you do. So I want to make sure you are done with this page for next time. Okay, so I want to make sure ssle is ssle number 8, which is page 125, 126. Okay, I want to make sure it's done. Make sure it is done. It is done. But I want you to skip number 13. Okay, so this is what your assignment is. I bet you a lot of you got to it. You looked at it last night and you're like, I don't get any of it. Well, now I've done quite a bit of it. I expect you to attempt all of it. Please bring your work to class. Being we're in class, don't take a picture and put it on your phone. Please bring it to class. Okay? I did catch a student in a different class who took had a picture of worksheet from like the very beginning of the semester. I was like, oh, here it is. That's not the worksheet. Yeah, it is. No, that says solving linear equations, worksheet 1, page 3. Well, how do you know it's the wrong page? Deductive reasoning. So, what other questions do you have for me? I will tell you, we are going to get into the last part of this chapter, which are word problems. The word problems to set up as linear equations. You can't veer away from a word problem. Okay, I know word problems are even worse than fractions in a lot of people's minds. I think it's because you rush yourself on word problems. I am not going to rush us on word problems. I'm going to try and get us through as best as possible. Okay, so my friends, will you start working on that ssle number 8? Stay on this video. Give it an honest shot. Ask me if you have any questions and I can see if I can clear it up. So why don't you take the next couple minutes, and if you don't have, I'm going to stop sharing here. And what I'll do is I will pull it up. So there's no excuse that, oh, I didn't know where to go. Really? You didn't know where to go? Share screen, Schoology, share. It's a coming. So I think I did 1 and 2, and I think I did 4. So why don't you give an honest shot for 3, 5, and 6 right now? Give it an honest shot. It's real frustrating when I say, give it an honest shot, and then someone comes around right away. I don't get any of this. Okay, come see me. Make an appointment. Come see me before school. I don't get any of this is not an excuse. That means you get a 0. Okay, so you have to be able to apply yourself. So go ahead and try 3, 4, or 3, 5, and 6 right now. That's all we have on that page. So, and I will be right back. Keith, stay on this and go ahead and work those problems. You can put it on a separate sheet of paper. It's totally fine. How you doing, friends? All right, Blake. So we will have a test to answer your text. We will have a test on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So a week from tomorrow or a week from Wednesday.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Is anybody ready to go on the next page? Is anyone not ready? Any questions on 3, 5, or 6? We good? All right, I'm going to move down. So then I need you to do number 7. Where this hand is at is the shaded region on number 7. You should be able to see that on your own worksheet if you have it. So down here is the shaded region. And then I'll scroll down. 9, 10, 11, 12 are also going to be part of the homework, but we skipped number 13. So if you're doing something and you see that you have a question on it, please write your question down if you're not going to ask, and we will go over it either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending upon when you are here in class. Any questions on number 7? Do you feel comfortable with it? Do you have the questions you need to ask in class? All right, so then 9, 10, 11, 12, go ahead and complete those. We're not graphing those. Those have equal signs. So we're doing the same stuff we had been doing this semester with it, okay? So go ahead and try and solve for the X and the Y, whether it's substitution or elimination. All right, friends, do we feel good about it?